Welcome. Thanks for coming in and cooking with Andrea. Today I'm going to be making a fried chicken dinner. I have my dredge here, my flour mixture, got some dredge, got 2 eggs. I'm going to do 3 potatoes for my mashed potato. I also made my gravy. And so what I did is I took it out of the freezer and I'm going to put it in this little pot here. I'm going to cut my potatoes up, and then I'm also going to pull some frozen biscuits I had already made from the freezer, and we're going to bake them off for 35 minutes and so forth. So we're going to get started making my fried chicken dinner. What I'm going to do is start cutting everything, getting everything on the plate. We'll come back and we'll start to fry ourselves. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Okay, cut my potatoes up into small amounts. I'm going to go ahead and put them right into my boiling water. And we're going to go ahead and let them boil for a few minutes. Also, I have my gravy on. This gravy was the gravy that I took out of my freezer. I always make a lot of gravy at one time because I'm into using pretty much all the animal I can. So I take my meat jelly or jello, however you want to call it, the good bits from the gravy, and I make big tubs of gravy, and then what I do is I vacuum seal them, freeze them, and we're good to go. I always have fresh gravy on hand. Okay, so my niece requested me to make this fried chicken so she would have a recipe for it. So what I'm doing is I'm going to go ahead, and this is how I help first time fryers and things like that, especially make their chicken. So I always, after I bread it, I take it right next to the bone and I puncture a hole just so they understand how to go in and check their chicken. After you've done it quite a while, you do not need this method, but I want to make sure that nobody burns their chicken, and I want to make sure that I help them because now they can go in and check. So I'm going to go ahead. I have my oil on 350. My pan is about a half an inch full of oil, and so I'm going to bring it right over here, but I'm dredging still, so I just wanted to show you me putting it in. It's going to be nice and warm, and it's on 350. I'm just going to put it in here, and then what I'm going to do is I'm only going to put 4 pieces because I want to be able to cover it so it can fry good. Just going to turn it up just a hair. I'm going to turn it to 370 instead of 350. I want it to be just a little bit hotter. So anyways, I went ahead and I'm going to drop this piece because I'm going to start dredging some more. But I wanted to show you my niece the little trick. Take it right where the bone is and just puncture it. It'll make sure that the chicken cooks close to the bone because there's nothing more disturbing than a raw piece of chicken. I like my meat just medium rare. I don't care. I'll take either one. I like it that way, but I cannot have my chicken that way. Okay, so what I'm going to do is let this fry for a minute, and it's got its fry matter right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the chicken right back over here and let it cook. I want to dredge. So I want you to be able to see this. This is the most important. I take my pre-made season, which I did it myself because a couple of months ago I could not find, even a couple of weeks ago, I could not find enough dredge in the store without it costing me an arm and a leg. So I just made my own seasoned flour. So what I do is I coat it with my own seasoned flour, then I put it in egg. Unfortunately, there's no good way to do this. You actually have to just put your hands in it, get some gloves if you don't like the texture, but you do have to coat your chicken good, and you don't want it too much egg on it because all it'll do is come right off and it will be slimy. Chicken is not hard, but you can't be in a hurry to cook chicken. If you're in a hurry to cook chicken, don't cook your chicken today. It's not going to work. So I'm just going to put this side to the side because now what I'm going to do is my oil is hotter. I'll be a better example, but I wanted to get those pieces in. I always say my first couple of pieces of chicken, are always marginal, and then as soon as my oil is super duper hot, we're good to go. Okay, I'm going to turn my gravy down to low. My gravy is warm enough. My gravy is just going to be for my actual mashed potatoes. I'm going to do a rustic. So I put a cap on my chicken. My chicken's going to fry beautifully. I'm going to put it on for 8 minutes. And then I take a look at it. I don't usually fry breast too much. Normally what I do is I do a chicken, a boneless, skinless chicken breast when I'm doing breast. Today I did thighs because it's good dark meat, and I did legs because they're easy to fry. So we're just going to continue to do our chicken, and I just want you to see, I'm just going to get flour all over it. The reason I like doing my mixture, or any mixture, but I put the flour because it coats twice. Gets that little bit of season. I don't need it to have as much, I like it when it's crispy, but I don't need a lot of breading on my chicken. I don't usually eat a whole lot. I'm bad. When I go to KFC, I pull half of the skin off and eat half the skin because it's so delicious. Oh my gosh. But otherwise, chicken I make at home, I don't make it quite as. You can make it more crispy or more breading. All you have to do is double dip. And it's really easy to do. All you would do is take it, stick it back in the egg, dip it in the flour again, and you'd be good to go. So, remember, these tricks that I'm teaching these young people how to do so they can fry their own chicken is just something really super simple. Like I said, some people will say, oh, you poke your chicken, it's going to be dry. It's not going to be dry. At least mine's not dry. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, now that I got it all coated, just wanted you to see this part because you just coat the flour. And with thighs, you have to be careful because it's not as uniform. So you got to make sure you get everything. I'm going to check my chicken now. Oh yeah, I'm going to flip it. Looks beautiful. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and show you my next batch because I'm still dredging. And I'm going to flip this over so you guys can see it. Because you guys cannot really see right now. I'm going to go ahead and dredge this real fast, get this ready. And then guess what? We're good to go. I'll fry that and I'll fry the rest later. But I want you to be able to see everything. But right now, this is really important. I am going to go ahead and give you guys the recipe of this mix because, like I said, I could hardly find enough to make enough dinner, and it was very expensive in the store. It's like $2-3 for a little bag. If you're frying lots of chicken, then you need quite a bit. So one more time, we're going to dredge this last piece of chicken, and then what we're going to do is get to frying. And our potatoes will be done then. Shake off all your extra. You're just coating it. It helps everything stick together better. And I only use 2 eggs. Right now, eggs are so expensive. Oh my gosh. If I have to go back and make more egg mixture, I'll make more egg mixture. But I cannot have you guys spend more money than what you need to spend. Just crazy. My husband tells me, just buy the eggs. You don't have a choice. You have to use them. You use them for a lot of stuff. And I'm like, okay, I'll just buy the eggs. But gosh, everything's expensive right now. So what I try to do is make meals that are delicious, will fill us up. And guess what? We're ready to go. Okay, so now I'm going to put all the dredge to the side. And I'm going to wash my hands. And then what we're going to do is we're going to focus on just frying chicken. Boy, you sure have to clean your hands like crazy. Fingers get all dredged up. So, okay, we're going to get everything nice and clean here so we can show the chicken. We're going to check the potatoes. I'm not going to use my mixer today because I'm doing a rustic little dinner. something easy, because chicken takes a while to cook. When it's all said and done, chicken takes quite a while. That's why I say don't ever do fried chicken yourself on a night where you do not have time, because you know what? You'll end up messing up your whole dinner. Uh, Chicken is one of those things. If you do one thing wrong, it's all messed up. You burn it, the oil's burned, everything's burned. It's crazy. So what I'm going to do is check the potatoes. Okay, potatoes are boiling good. Okay, I'm going to move my pan right in front so we can see me frying my chicken. Okay, now my chicken is really nice and warm. I'm going to drop my heat down to 350 because the last thing I want to do is burn my oil. If I burn my oil, then what I'm going to have to do is start all over again. Because if you burn your oil, you can tell you've burned your oil. Look at that beautiful piece of chicken. It's just frying beautifully. Okay, I have 2 more minutes. I fry for about 8 minutes with my top on. And then what I do is I take off my top and I'll fry for another 4 minutes. And then what I'll do is place my chicken, and that's when I will cut into my very first piece of chicken. The reason I buy pretty much uniform chicken pieces is because then I can tell that everything's okay. I can tell that, okay, the cook temperature and time is going to be good, because sometimes things cook faster, sometimes things cook slower. That's why I try to have everything even, you know. I love making fried chicken. It's delicious. It's a little time consuming, but boy, it sure is a good meal. It's not something you eat once a month even, I don't think. I make it maybe, I usually end up making fried chicken sandwiches because it's easier than making bone chicken. So, want to let you know, basically, we are going to have the fried chicken. We're going to have a little bit of mashed potato with a little bit of the brown gravy that I made. And like I said, I'm very into, let's use every part of the meat we can use. Use bones for boiling. I use meat jelly for sauces, my own au jus, gravies, things like that. And then I want to take my biscuits out of the freezer right now, because I want to put them in. They're going to take about 30 minutes. You can make your own biscuits or you can buy them. I have my oven preheating to 350. I always make frozen empanadas, biscuits, tortillas. I make all sorts of stuff. These are a cheese biscuit. It's got a little bit of cheddar cheese in it. It's a very easy dough drop recipe. I'll give that to you. I'll give that to you in the future. I'll give you the biscuit recipe. But I'm just going to go ahead and put these in the oven and cook them for about 35 minutes. So here they go. Okay, my one timer just went off. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and do kitchen timer, 4 minutes. Start. Okay, I'm going to take my top off. Okay, this is what the chicken's starting to look like. Starting to look beautiful. I think this has plenty of coating on it, myself personally. I like it. So I got my heat dropped down to 350 because I do not want to burn my oil. I'm going to stick my fork in my potatoes. Oh, I'm not done yet. That's okay. We have plenty of time. What I'm going to do after my chicken comes out, I'm going to go ahead and let it sit for a minute. I will place more in to fry. And then what we'll do is we'll come back. But I just want you to see how it looks at first. And you got to fuss with your oil temperatures and things like that. I would love to tell you everything starts perfect. The temperature is perfect. Chicken can drop it. I was going to put 4 pieces, but I could tell automatically because I have a thigh, it's dropping my chicken. Welcome back. Okay, chicken has been in for 12 minutes. We're going to take out. And then what we're going to do is we're going to start our next batch. Nice and crunchy and crispy. Good color. Okay, so I have to let my chicken rest for a minute before I actually test the inside for doneness. So I'm going to put my next batch on. We have our ones that are already pre-breaded. We're going to drop it in nice. Careful when you're frying chicken. Chicken is very doggone hot. I've been there and done that more than once in my lifetime. I'm going to pick these breasts up, or thighs up. Make sure I have enough coating. Shake it off though. See how it drops my heat? So what's going to make me come back up to heat is actually just checking my temperatures and letting this cook. Okay, so I just want to let you know, because I'm going to do this little taste test and I'll let you guys know. I poked this chicken here already and I poked this one in front of you. But I did it at the time and we're just going to let it fry. So I have to wait until the temperature settles before I can cover the oil. Otherwise it'll cause the oil to bubble over. So what I'm going to do is wash my hands real fast. And then we'll come back to the chicken because we've got to make sure it doesn't boil over. That will be a mess and a half if it boils over. Okay, so you see how we dropped our chicken this time together? Now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and let this start cooking. I'm going to start dredging again. I'm going to move this towards you guys so you can see it's frying. And then you don't need to really see me dredge too much because you already know what I'm going to do. And then just before we go to another break, what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that the chicken is done in the inside, because then that means I have to do it for a little bit longer, cook it for a little bit longer. But not a big deal. It won't hurt anything. But always check your first batch. Unless you fry in a fryer. When I fry in a fryer, it's a little bit more consistent because it's a deeper dwelling and everything's a little bit hotter. But I don't really worry about things like that. I like pan fried. I think it gives it flavor. And I think it tastes delicious. Okay, my oil is calm. It's not spitting because of the wet chicken anymore. I'm going to go ahead and cover it. I'm going to put it on for 8 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and check my potato one more time. Because like I said, I'm going to do a rustic smash. Still needs a little bit more. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some more chicken. And this is my dredge here. Just going to roll it in my flour, just so you see like we did a few minutes ago. And this flour will give it a lot of flavor. I like my flour mixture. Okay, so I'm going to have to get another egg too. Like I said, I'm not wasting anything. I can put another egg in. If groceries weren't so expensive, I would say, I'll put 2 or 3 eggs in, no problem. And I could even use mine for an egg wash because I'm always making something that needs an egg wash. So sometimes I do save, but it is chicken, so you don't want to save like that. I do save my egg wash when I'm making something meatless, as long as it's not, contaminating. And I hate to say it, chicken is contaminating. You can get very, very sick. And nobody wants to get sick. That's why you wash your hands. And a lot of times you wear gloves when you're doing chicken. For me, I don't really wear gloves too often. I'm more into, let's just get it done. I'll go wash my hands with bleach and soap. I have it right there on my sink. But this is all we're doing. And see how the chicken skin came up in a little bit? That's fine. What we do is we take it and we coat it with the egg on both sides. But like I said, I do need more egg. But I'm not going to have you guys waste your egg, just like I'm not going to have you waste your flour. I say flour and stuff to make your own. It's expensive. Seasonings are expensive. Me and my husband are always buying seasonings. I'll tell you guys a secret though. Some of the seasons you guys can buy in the bin, and because you use them so fast, just smell your seasons when you put them in the bag. If they're fresh and potent, or if you can smell what the seasoning is supposed to smell like, buy them in a bin right now. Groceries are so expensive, my gosh. You want to eat good, and you don't want to have to revert to eating back bad because you can't afford your groceries. That's why I say, hey, we'll cook together. I'm just showing you young folks and you folks that don't know how to cook something. If you already know how to cook, you don't need to watch my channel. That's when you need to go to Bobby Flay's channel, Jada's channel. That's where I go to learn things. So, okay, we're gonna try our chicken. We're gonna flip our chicken. So, and as soon as we flip our chicken, we're gonna check our chicken, the one that cooked that we let rest. But we're gonna, ooh, looks fantastic. Oh, I'm a fan already. I love fried chicken. I can tell it's crisping. There's nothing wrong with this chicken dinner. This is a fantastic chicken dinner. Thighs and legs are the way to go. I like wings though a lot. I really do. Wings are easy to eat. Oh, you know what? You're getting some good crisp on there. I'm going to cover it again. I'm just going to leave it there. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, because what I want to do is show you that it's cooked. Oh my gosh. Look at this. This is absolutely gorgeous. This is absolutely cooked. You are going to enjoy this. There is no red. That's why I stick the knife right into the bone. I'm also going to tell you, it's absolutely excellent. So we did 12 minutes. That's perfect. So my batch will be about 12 minutes. Okay, so we'll have 7 more minutes to go. Instead of keeping you here and just watching me stand here, I'm going to come back. I'm going to go ahead and get the potatoes drained, and then I'm going to mush in front of you, but we'll be back. Okay, welcome back. We got all our chicken fried, which looks beautiful. Our gravy is ready to go. And then I just wanted to squish these potatoes in front of you. Move my pan over there. My biscuits are on there. They're hot. So I wanted to take the potatoes. I'm doing just a rough smush. I don't want them to be overly done. It's a good way to make a dinner. Because I'm making so many, if I had a lot, I would take my blender out. I put a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, and 1 tablespoon of butter in here. That's exactly how I want it. And I think when you have mashed potatoes and gravy, things should be rustic. So what I'm going to do is put a scoop of mashed potatoes. I want to go ahead and take my gravy. It's fresh, it's delicious, nice and warm. Make sure you use all your drippings when you're making your roasts and stuff. I'm really into it. It's a little bit better eating for us all, which is good. And guess what? We don't waste any part of the animal, which is really good because this day and age with, everything being so expensive, boy, we sure need as much money in our pockets as possible versus, having to spend it on everything. Wanted to let you know that I also put my biscuits out. These are just little cheddar biscuits. You can make them yourself. Put your dough in overnight. I freeze my doughs and then I just scoop them out. All you do is use your scoop that's like this. This is kind of cool. It's an ice cream scoop, but I use it for dough, for cookies, for biscuits, and everything like that. Either that or just go to the store and buy them. This is just butter on top, and then what I do is on some of them, I just put a little bit of garlic powder, a little bit of garlic salt like I do my croutons. Pretty much everything I do kind of fits how I do things. And then what you want to do is just put a little salad on your plate. And guess what? You have chicken, biscuits with nice brown, beautiful mashed potato gravy. And I say do some green beans or a salad. But this is how it is. Not too bad. Chicken was relatively inexpensive. I got all this chicken here. Okay, so I have all this for $5.88. The chicken, all the chicken $5.88. $5.88. All this wonderful chicken, and I have to not tell a lie. We had two pieces in between the videos, so we could all try it, and it tastes delicious. So this was relatively inexpensive, $5.88. The biscuit dough cost me nothing. I have the flour, I have the cheddar cheese. Basically, all you got to do is mix it together and put it in your freezer, so it's time. Gravy came from other things I used. Potatoes, that's a good price. So in all, this dish was relatively inexpensive. I would like you to try this fried chicken, especially you people at home who don't make a lot of fried chicken. It's a good base for a fried chicken, and then as more you do, the more you will learn, and you'll be able to go with it. So tonight we're going to have 2 pieces of chicken. We're going to have a nice biscuit and some mashed potato and gravy and a salad. So if you like the content, please like and subscribe, and thanks for coming in and cooking with me.